Hey, Brian from Garage Mahal. Today we are going to be reviewing the Rain-X windshield repair kit. I've actually used this quite a few times, and my son's Audi got a small chip right there, if you guys can see it. Oh, it's right there. So small you can't see it, but that's exactly what this kit is made for. And in the kit you're going to get the resin that you use, the little suction cup thing where you put the little reservoir, you screw that in, then when you put that in a windshield, it's got the little plunger thing that pushes the resin down into it, and at the end you want to put one of these plastic sheets on top, and that will make it basically super smooth. It also comes with a small little razor blade for cleaning. Be really careful with this. So basically what you're doing is you're going to be scraping over the little crack. I like to kind of do all the way around the windshield just so we have a nice clean surface. Sometimes it's good to spray it down with alcohol ahead of time. And then the hardest part is going to be trying to center this up. So what I like to do is put this reservoir down quite a bit so I can kind of get right over the hole. And with a flashlight we're going to help make this a little bit easier to see. Okay, I believe that should be right there. So we're going to back this out a little bit. Put the suction cups down. So here is really good. Check for the alignment one more time. I believe we're on it. Screw that out one more time and see if it looks like it's center, which I believe it is. Okay. Now what I learned here is you want to make it tight, but not super tight, because one, you could actually make the crack bigger, and two, you don't want to stress the little suction cups out. So just enough so if you're looking from the inside out, you can see the mouth of that open up a little bit. And then grab the resin. And it's got a little top on top of it you gotta break off. You can easily use the razor blade as long as you're careful and don't cut yourself. Cut that little ball end off. And then you want to add a couple drops I added 4, so it's not a big crack. And what you're doing is you're putting a plunger down and you're squeezing all that resin into that hole. Now I like to tighten it down a little bit more. And then what you want to do is you want to look from the inside so you can actually see and make sure that the glue has expanded, the resin has expanded to all the cracks. Now this one's small, but this is where this kit is absolutely ideal for. And it's kind of hard to see, but you can still see some of the cracks in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up that chamber and add a couple more drops so that thing fills up completely. It's kind of hard to see. Is it filling the cracks up? Alright, so ideally you can kind of see where there's a little reflection of a scratch. I don't even know if I can point to it or not, but it is right there, tip of my finger. So after you leave this resin on for about 4 or 5 minutes, it should travel into those little micro cracks and fill it in. The most important thing about this whole system is that you want to make sure it's smooth on the outside, mainly because you don't want water to get in there and then during the winter for it to start freezing and then making a crack worse. But let this go for about 4 or 5 minutes and that resin should travel into that crack, and that crack should become somewhat invisible. And then the next step is we're going to be putting these clear plastic film sheets on top, so we make it like ultra smooth and clear. But anyway, be back in 5 minutes. Alright, so looking at it, you can kind of still see it, but it's a little more not as apparent, but it's definitely a lot better. So what I'm going to do is remove that. And what you do is you want to back off the pressure and remove the suction cups. Now we had some resin spill out, but it's nothing terrible. But what we're going to do is that we'll be able to clean off with a razor blade at the end. We're going to add another couple drops of resin in here on the hole itself, and then you put one of these clear pieces of plastic on, and then I like just to kind of push my thumb and finger on that to help work the pressure in a little bit better onto that spot. And then next is you bring it out into the sun. So you want to do this on a sunny day and let the UV get on that and help cure that completely shut. Now what this plastic does is it's going to make a smooth surface so no water can get in any little cracks or crevices that are left over. So next step, let's bring it out in the sun. Alright, so after you had it sit outside for 10 minutes, you can peel this away, and then you basically just take a razor blade and you are going to be scraping off all the excess. Okay, that's it. And I'll post a before and after still picture so you can get a general idea of what it looks like. But it is so faint you can barely see it. And most importantly is you won't be getting any water in there to freeze and crack it more. Okay, Brown from Garage Mahal. Thanks for watching and subscribing.